Hi Pisces, welcome to your What They Aren't Telling You reading for November 23rd through November 22nd. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below, as well as the Recommend a Reader shout out, which goes to Black Rose Tarot. Love and support to her. Check her out, show her some love as well if you like what she has to say. This is intended to be a romantic love reading, but it may resonate in other areas of your life. Also, it could be positive and like what they aren't telling you because it's not the right time. Maybe it's too soon to tell you that they're head over heels, or they're going through something that they think might pass. So they're just like, you know what, now it's not the right time to bring this up, and I'm just going to trust, that sort of thing. So, all right, what they aren't telling you could just be about the ups and downs of a connected partnership. And because it's not your fault, they're like, they don't want to bother you or burden you, that sort of thing. All right, hi Pisces, hi. What else for Pisces? What they aren't telling you for Pisces? The Empress, that could be Taurus or Aries. The World, Pisces. Oh, Nine of Swords. Queen of Pentacles, very similar to the Empress. That could be Capricorn. Eight of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, Four of Wands, and the Chariot. All right, so let me get the little guys here. I've got a sweatshirt on, like the sleeves keep there, up above the elbows. Okay. 2 8s, 3. Okay, 9, 3. So somebody's just learned something. There's a calmness here. Things have been going along calmly. Things are kind of serene right now. There's just like a smooth. You know how when you look out across the lake or an ocean or something, the water's really smooth and glassy. But what's going on underneath? Because we got this. Why? All right, Pisces. So perhaps we've got the World here. So is this things have ended? Hold on. I think this is someone that wants to work things out. I think this is someone that sees this as being unfinished. This is someone that really wants to get a handle on. I think they blame themselves for why things didn't work out, and there's unfinished business, and they don't know what to do about it. But so in an effort to do something, it's like they've tried to improve themselves. But you two, it looks like there's an ending here. But they don't want it to have ended. I think they want to be better, but I think you two are apart, and they don't know how to bridge the gap. Or this is someone that if you're currently with them, they blame themselves for not being emotionally available, and they don't know how to fix it. They think that this is, this is a relationship quite possibly they could be very content with or know it's good for them, but they feel inadequate. There's like a deep-seated shame here. So what? All right. Oops. Oh. It could be, too, that this is someone you're in separation with that wants you to make the first move. For whatever reason, this is somebody that quite possibly wants you to find out or intuit or know them well enough to know that they feel guilty and they're working on things on their end. And could you please make the first move because they're too afraid that you'll reject them if they do. They might be right. What's this Four of Wands about? This Four of Wands. Judgment. There it is. They're working on trying to fix things on their end. But you two feel like you're not together though. Or this is somebody that's like kind of keeping up appearances with you, but they're terrified. It's like you're going to discover something about them that you're not going to be pleased with and dump them or something. This Nine of Swords. This Nine of Swords. Three of Pentacles. This Eight of Cups. This is someone that's probably isolated themselves to deal with their business, but it's not. They feel like it's not done with you. What's this Eight of Cups? Or if you're in a relationship with them, they pulled back because they're like trying to handle something on their own without telling you about it. Tower, that could be Scorpio, Cancer, Scorpio, or Sagittarius. Syrian, Capricorn. All right. What's this Queen of Pentacles? Strength. So that could be Leo. Eight of. Star card, that could be Aquarius. What's this period about? So here's the thing. This is someone that it's one of those, it's like it's not you, it's me. And they've either really withdrawn, or even though they've broken up, it's with you, or you guys have ended, there's something that they're just like, I just want to, either they don't trust the strength of the relationship for whatever they're going through to let you in on it to help. They're too embarrassed. They don't want to bother you. I don't think this is that they don't feel for the relationship. I think this is somebody that would, it's like they get up to a certain point and then they don't know what to do afterwards. I don't know why they would recluse themselves from you if what's this period about? Okay. Yeah. 6 of Swords reversed. So this is someone that's going to try and basically, when in doubt, force it. This is someone that gets to a certain point in a relationship, and then because they've got issues that they still need to work through, they get up to a certain point and then they can't get to authentic intimacy, and they start to kind of implode. And this is I think this was either Virgo or Scorpio. This is very similar to, but it becomes about just kind of powering through instead of dealing with whatever's going on and talking about it and confronting it. They start to seclude themselves and withdraw and feel like, well, I'll just try and work on it by myself. But their relationships are a series of them letting down the other person, and they realize that, and they don't know what to do after a certain point in a relationship. So they withdraw. And the thing is that this could be about you. I don't know, though. I don't know if this is about you going and saving them. Don't do that. I know that's been coming up a lot lately, someone wanting to be rescued or saved, and I highly advise against that, just because that means you always need to rescue and they always need to be saved. Not always, but that kind of dynamic is kind of dangerous, just because, might be romantic and knight in shining armor and all that. It could be that's a pattern that gets established, that you're always doing the rescuing, so they get to always be lost. The whole Peter Pan Wendy thing. Don't like it. What aren't they telling you? Because they're still energetically, they're still in the relationship. They haven't left, even though either there's an ending or they've broken up. But it's because it's like they've hit a wall and they don't know. It's like their past is catching up to them and they need to deal with it. But instead of powering through it and getting the help they need, they just isolate themselves. Instead of figuring out a way, they just still carry on with the rest of their lives, but their relationships keep failing because they have not dealt with things. And so they end up breaking off relationships instead of dealing with the thing that keeps them from having successful relationships. What aren't they telling you? Past issues. There it is. 6 of Cups, 9 of Swords, Judgment. This is being like, okay, you know what? I got to go figure a few things out. And then they withdraw, and they don't. They just eventually meet somebody else. But the thing is, with this time it's gotten their attention. Whatever's going on, this has gotten their attention to where they're not really interested in they're kind of consumed by stuff. This is somebody that after this, whatever with you, either you're still with somebody or you've broken up, and it has the potential to be something great, but it's because this person is withdrawn that it's not going anywhere, and this person is suffering silently, and they're grappling with a lot of issues from their past that they're not making any headway on because they're using the same sort of coping mechanisms that they've always done, which didn't work, which brought them here. So it's like very cyclical, but they're not progressing and they're not letting you in either. And there we are. So this is someone that, it's almost like you're going to have to kick down the door, but is it worth it to do that? That's for you to decide. The potential is there. And that's probably why they're terrified, because they're like, oh my gosh, this is really good. I don't want to screw it up, but I'm going to screw it up because if history repeats itself, or history's any indicator, I'm going to royally mess this up. And so they don't know how to get it to work because their past is catching up to them. They don't want to do the same thing they've always done, but they don't know how not to. And so they're going to try and power through it. They're going to, I need to be by myself to figure some things out and work on this. But there's no working on it. It's just them going, well, I don't want to deal with it. So I'm just going to have everything else about life be stellar, but my relationships are going to be crap because I can't go past a certain point with somebody. But I look good on paper. I got an okay job, and, I can have a roof overhead or whatever the markers are for this person. But they continually have issues with relationship and intimacy with people. And it's almost like after so many failed relationships, this is a series of them getting up to a certain point, withdrawing, and then just needing some time to figure it all out. And then eventually they kind of get into another relationship, and then they come up to that barrier with that person, and then they need some time to figure it out. So they got an accumulation of failed relationships that they kind of just fall into and then fall out of. And there's no real progress made. They just kind of power through until the next relationship that could be seen as safe haven, but then they wear their partner out and they're back where they started. So this is somebody that just kind of, they need to figure their business out, and I'm not saying, well, there's the loser and the slacker. No, this is someone that just doesn't know how to fix themselves. They don't know how to manage themselves. And they're not going to ask for help. So they keep repeating and doing. So while they need time to figure it out, and they're just really hopeful that over time things will sort out, well, they have to be active in that. You can't just kind of hope your problems away. It doesn't work like that. Everybody knows that. But it's not easy, because if it was easy, everybody could fix it and manage it. So this person knows there's an issue, but they feel incapable of working on it. They don't know how. So they go passive and just kind of hope things work out, but they don't take an active role in their own self-care, in their own mental health management, all of that. So this is, yeah. So while there might be an awareness of this, it's, this feels really similar to another, I can't remember if it was Virgo or Scorpio, but while there might be an awareness of that they're the issue, they don't do anything about it. But for some reason, they're fixated on you right now, because it's pretty darn significant. And I think it was because the connection was really there, and they're like, wow, I don't know if I want to walk away from this. I don't know what to do. So they're going to do their old faithful, which is kind of withdraw, but then they're like, I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I want to stay gone though. I don't know what to do. And I think they're hoping right now that you'll reach out, which you're probably yelling at the screen right now, but because they're going round and round and round, and they've reclused themselves, but they're thinking about you, but they recluse themselves, but they're thinking about you. So they're not doing anything. They're doing the same that they have always done, which is not do anything and wait till the next relationship. Only the kicker is they're not interested in another relationship. If they are, what's showing here is it's going through the motions, because there's still a pretty strong connection to you. Maybe the person they're with reminds them of you. If you're still with this person and connected, you probably noticed a profound withdrawal, because they're getting to that point in the relationship where there's going to be more of a demand for intimacy and emotional connectivity and all that, and that's where things get kind of wonky for them. That's where the past starts to catch up and problems start. The relationship is almost like reaching a turning point. So, and they might be telling you, I really want to figure this out, or, I just need some time. And they do, but not really, because I do want to figure this out. I do want to move past this, but not really, because they don't want to do the work to do so, because they don't know what that entails, and they won't go find out how to do that. So they keep managing whatever's going on the same way they always have, and then they come up with the same issues in the relationship. So yeah, this is about you probably, I don't know. This could be just somebody trying to deal with something privately, and you kind of just giving them their space and still maintaining the solid bond that you have. Could be that. Or this could be you two are like on a break and they're cart flopping and really hoping that you will reach out to them, because they might have asked for time, or that we got to break up because I got to deal with some stuff or whatnot. But they're not going to reach back out, and they're just going to fade away, because they're not active in their own well-being or their health. They know how to work, they know how to do all the other stuff, but when it comes to solving problems intrapersonal, like within themselves, they kind of just do what they've always done, and it doesn't work, and it keeps them stuck in the past, and baggage is building up. But that's just more ways to power through it and persevere. And I think they want to, but actually doing it, they're not motivated to do anything about their issues and what prevents them from having connected relationships. So if you two, it feels like it's really bothering them, but they're not doing anything about it. And it's accumulation of a series of not successful connections that is taking its toll. you being the latest, or you being either running up against the same thing and they're just like, enough is enough, I don't know what to do. For some reason, this is different. Some reason, and it could be very well of the connection, but this is, they're not able to kind of just do the fade like they always have before. They're still very connected to you energetically, even if this is a couple in separation. They're really thinking about, you're continuously recycling, and it's like a vicious cycle that's just about you two. Like, you know, how they always dealt with this before, just work, bury their head in the sand, power through, go, move, work, It's not working anymore. And it's starting to cause problems, and it's starting to have them question, only they don't have the answers, and they don't know what to do. They work some more. They scurry some more. I thought this said nothing is working. I was like, oh gosh. No, it says nothing is wasted. Vulture spirit, nothing is wasted. So if you're beating yourself up thinking, I wasted all that time, don't. There's a learning curve for both of you. And if you're wanting your person back, the thing is, they're not going to reach out. They're just going to cart flop in private. They're going to be over in the corner just imploding. I think if you reached out, they'd be receptive, but they're not going to reach out. And I mean, we got the Queen of Pentacles and the Chariot here. This is about, it might be best for you just to kind of fly solo on this one, or just to lay low. Because honestly, this has to be exhausting. You having to be the patient, solid one while they kind of withdraw or are unavailable, or are just less and less physically available, emotionally available. That's like, what are you supposed to do, you know? And this might be a time for you for self-care, for you recognizing, you know what, this is just too much work. I can't be your therapist and your partner. I get going through something, but I can't manage your past for you. You have to do that, and you're not. And so I've got to check out, because I can't not have needs met anymore. This is interesting. Other than that, though, like the whole nothing is wasted, the only thing that's coming to mind for me is that this was a learning curve for both of you. This is very significant for both of you. But other than that, it's like, I'm not sure nothing is wasted. This was not a wasted experience. Don't beat yourself up like, well, there's 2 years I just lost, I can't get back. No, you're not done. If that's any consolation, I'm not sure it is, but you're not done with this person. And energetically, they're still very connected to you. Seven of Swords. Perhaps you two are in the holding period. Somebody's trying to figure something out. Seven of Swords. Well, there's a lot they're not telling you. But is this someone doing something in secret? Is this like the secret shame, the secret they're suffering, and they want it for all intents and purposes, everything's fine, but it's because the past has caught up to them, and they're really trying to figure out how to work through their relationship issues. They're trying to do it on their own. I don't see anybody else helping here. I'm not sure anybody else even knows about this, knows how they feel. And honestly, this vulture spirit too, this feels like, you know what, don't regret this, which feels like you should be moving on. Like, don't regret it. It was a learning curve. You now know to put your self-worth among, or just walk in or enter into a new relationship, or whatever you do from here forward, with your needs at the forefront, because there's got to be deal breakers. You can't just, in the name of being a good partner, set your needs aside. That shouldn't be asked of you. So in that sense, okay, but this feels like, you know what, don't look back on that and regret it. It was a learning curve, but now is the time for self-care and knowing and moving forward that next time you have to go in with your needs being met, or it's a deal breaker. Because that shouldn't be asked of you, to set your stuff aside, or to constantly have to be putting out someone else's fires, or being patient while they work through something. All right, what else for Pisces? Whoopsie. There's wisdom, that jumped. Yeah, wiser for it. That makes sense. Being wiser for this experience. Don't regret it. Intuition. I hear that. We got the Queen of Pentacles and the Strength here. Honestly, that's like, okay, what does your gut say? Because I'm sitting here going, you need to get out, you need to walk, you need to not look back. But this could be saying, you know what, be patient. This could be that whole nurturing side of you going, you know what, they're going through something. I trust them to handle it. We've been here before. We're a solid unit. We're going to be okay. This is just temporary. They're going to figure it out. We're going to be okay. It could be that, honestly. So that's why, you know, don't Don't regret. Nothing's wasted. You'll get through this. You're the wiser. Both of you will be the wiser for it. Because I've been sitting here beating up on them about not having coping skills, but okay. But the point is, it could be, you got to use your intuition on this one because you know your situation. I don't, but it feels, because I'm sitting here, I was looking at this going, yeah, but is it about them being patient and kind of realizing that you two are pretty solid? This is a solid relationship. Someone's just trying to figure out their business. That will be, this is like a either or, because either this is about you being like, all right, learning curve, off I go. Next time I'm going to do it differently. I'm wiser for it. Or is this like, you know what, we'll get through this. I just gotta give him some space, and then she'll come around or he'll come around. And because I trust that they're going to be working on things like they said they want to. They said they want to figure things out and work on things. I trust that we will. We'll get through this. Then be your call, Pisces. Did I do the other one? Oh, I did. Okay, I did that one. I did that one. And I did. So this is either a solid relationship that you're going to give it space to work out, you trust your partner, or this is needing self-care. This is codependency and you needing to not look back and be like, oh, next time doing it differently. Did you just get out from under something, or are you two trying to figure out how to best resolve something that someone's going through? You're sitting there going, okay, they're going through something, I'm going to this and that. Like, is this a... what else? 8 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands. So this is, I was going to say perfectionism. Is someone getting overwhelmed? Oh, this is someone working on something. This is working through some issues, and they might be a little touchy, a little defensive. If you're still connected, you might notice they're, trying to work on some things, but they're kind of touchy and defensive and kind of, or this is someone giving up on the connection and just throwing themselves into work. Kind of just being like, that's a happy space. When I get stressed out, I turn into a workaholic, and I'm hoping to God things will change, but I'm going to be over here working on work and that's how I'm going to be resolving this, is trying to just keep myself busy and hope that it kind of just dies down and goes away and I stop hurting because I'm overwhelmed. That's not a good strategy. That is a good temporary solution, but not a good coping practice. This is going to be your call, Pisces, depending on if you trust that the relationship is strong enough to handle them withdrawing and knowing them well enough to know that, all right, they'll get through this. This happens to us. This is our thing. And they're going to come back around. We're going to be okay. Or are you just like, you know what? At this point, it's starting to affect self-worth because I'm neglected and I can't be where I'm a doormat or expected to be a therapist first and a partner fifth. Because they've withdrawn at this point because of past issues that they're trying to deal with. And this is not the first time this has happened. So you're either checking out and moving on, or you're giving them their space. All right. I hope this was helpful. Good luck to you and your person. I hope they get through it. I feel like you're kind of tired of having to be patient. Right. Thank you for stopping by. You take care.